So when I made my way home from work, I was taking my lunch bag inside the house, and I noticed something that stopped me in my tracks. Come take a look at this. I walk past my plants regularly. I'm excited when I get home. I check everything and just to see growth. I mean, I look at it every day. The same thing every single day. Not much is changing, but nonetheless, I'm excited. And with the sunlight out, looking at this plant, and I got very excited. I want to show you this real quick. Look at this. You see that right there? These are my carrots. And this is a shoulder. That's about 1.25 inches on the shoulders. There's another one next to it right here, pointing at it. Another one sticking out. I was extremely happy. I have struggled growing carrots for the last 2 years, and maybe it's just because I had too much going on. And when I had the time to sit there and think about all the factors that played into why I couldn't grow carrots, I tried to do something a little bit different this year, and I still made a lot of mistakes. And as you can see here from the plants themselves, they're really, really crowded. Really crowded. You can barely see anything. But I think that's what worked to my benefit. The crowding. It's summertime and I'm growing carrots. So seeing sprouting made me very happy. So it wasn't just the only one. I'm growing a Carnival Blend. I think it was by Burpee, but I'm growing a Carnival Blend. And now I'm starting to see them pop up. I'm excited, just very happy. And I just wanted to share this with you because maybe there are some of you out here that have that one vegetable that you're trying to grow, that one fruit you're trying to grow, and to no avail, nothing is coming about. But then you have that breakthrough. That comes from trial and error, right? Every gardener has had that one plant or that had that experience to where they just couldn't understand what was happening. You start you started applying techniques that you learned from other people from where you've seen. And I would look back and I would say I probably didn't do a lot of things that were right. Carrots are very finicky, very sensitive early on, so they need a lot of care. And I didn't think I was going to get any carrots for this harvest, but I wasn't too upset because, like I said in my other videos, I have varieties of other plants. I successfully grow tomatoes. Right now, I'm growing watermelons. I have pole beans in the ground. I have flowers. I have peppers. Those things. I have romaine lettuce, butter crunch. I have cabbage. I have those things growing. Maybe I just had a lot on my plate, but I just want to show you some more. Show you some more that are popping out of the ground. Here, two more stalks. 3, 4. There's certainly some spacing in here too, and that played a big factor. Spacing helps. Now, I did something that was unorthodox, placing so many close together, but that's where I struggled because no matter how much I tried the cardboard technique to try to keep the soil, damp, uh, I'd end up just, not the right growing time and, not using the techniques right. And come this year, I just overseeded. And then I started to see the sprouts where I was able to take off the cardboard and it worked out well for me. And then before you knew it, I just got overwhelmed with the rest of the garden. I didn't get a chance to do any pruning with the carrots. I didn't trim them down and cut the seedlings. And before I knew it, I had an overcrowded bed. And I didn't think I was going to get a harvest. So I started just pulling some, making space, made a lot of space. But I'm just super excited, and I just want to encourage anyone who was also in that position or has been in that position, right? Now, there's some more I want to point out. There's another one there. That's a pretty thick stalk, so I'll give it a chance there just to watch out for it. But there are a lot of things looking at the pot is stacked against me. First, the overcrowding. That's one. Two, it's in a black container in the summertime. That's almost, one more no-no. The neighbors got the music going. I'm trying to record this video. The other thing was I didn't have it shaded well, but what worked out for me is the overcrowding actually shaded the soil very well, and I think the consistent hydration, fresh potting mix for this setup that kept the soil a little bit loose and not compacted helped quite a bit. So those are some key takeaways I think that really helped me out a lot. Constant watering and shade for the soil. So if there's anything you could take away from this, is make sure that even if you have seedlings, whether you start them outside or start them in a greenhouse in some type of incubation, make sure that your soil, not all plants do this, but make sure your soil has a consistent hydration. So hopefully, with that being said, there's some things that can help you with it. I'm not going to pull it today. I'm super excited, but also I am just anxious. I'm ready to pull it just to see. But because this is a Carnival Blend and this kind of like my first time having a harvest for carrots, I am going to wait. Give it another week or so. One of the things I'm going to try to look out for is maybe if there's some type of splitting with the carrots. I think that'll confirm for me if it's actually ready. So I'll pull it in. The beauty about the carrots also too is that you can kind of leave them in the ground until you're ready for the most part. I wouldn't say for any super extended period of time, but you could probably leave them in the ground because they're a root. And that's all pretty much I have. And hopefully, this can be some motivation for people out there that are struggling with a particular plant. Definitely want to encourage you to not give up on something that you want to grow. I appreciate you guys coming to my channel. Put in the comments section any stories you might have about plants that you had struggled with and the breakthrough that you had after.